Hey everyone, it's Steve from the garden. Today's video is just going to be like a quick garden tour and going over our transition from summer to fall. As the temperatures cool down, we're getting our first real taste of fall weather, where we're getting lows into the 50s and highs in the 60s. Then we're going to go back up to like in the 70s next week. But at least this little break in the weather, I have a lot of things I need to get cleaned up and work to do outside. And it's much nicer to do all that work when it's in the 60s and up in the 80s. So let's get started. We'll take a look at the tomatoes first and go on from there. You can see the tomatoes are just about done. All the vegetation's dying back. And because I went through and topped the tomatoes, there's really hardly any green ones left. And what is here will be done over the next week or two. I figure there's probably one more good harvest and we'll get 5 to 10 pounds out of that, which is enough to make a couple quart-sized jars of pasta sauce. Peppers are still going, like this bell pepper. These are all nice and ripe. Jalapenos here are coming along. We got paprika, jalapenos. These two jalapeno plants in particular on the end here are doing really well. And this one on the very end, this has produced some really nice peppers on here. Along with this bell pepper down here, this has done really well too. Now I've been turning all these peppers into either pickled peppers or turning them into salsa. As you can see, the squash are starting to die back, and as expected, they're going to allow this powdery mildew. But I've collected a number of these miniature butternut squash, along with some acorn squash, and we'll do okay with all of those this year. But these will be all wiped out within the next probably couple weeks. Now, this is the strawberry bed, which I did revamp this summer. And what I've been doing is I have a group of plants in another spot where I've been taking the runners and potting them, and then I transplant them into this. So that's what this whole area here is all transplants that have been repositioned. And I know next summer the harvest will be down just because the plants are just getting reestablished. But I know the year after that and the year after that one should be really good as the bed gets filled out and repopulate with all the plants. This area was meant to be my fall broccoli, but something got in here even with the insect netting, so it's probably already in the bed. So insects or snails or something. But I do have a couple broccoli that were a little further along, and hopefully these will head up in the next 3-4 weeks. The thyme and the oregano, I'm still cutting those and drying them out for herbs. The carrots, these carrots are doing pretty well. They're a little further along than the other bed, and I'm getting some good vegetation growth on this, but these carrots probably won't be ready for another 5-6 weeks. And for the green beans, I've already done one harvest of those last weekend, and I'm sure I'll have another harvest this coming weekend. Over here we got the lunchbox and the Italian peppers. The Italian peppers are over on that left side. Now these carrots are planted about a month after that other bed, and you can see they're much smaller, but they're starting to get some size on them. And then I took out the green beans that were in this location here, and I put in lettuce. And actually this lettuce, once I transplanted it, it really shot up a lot and much faster. And these Italian peppers over here, I'll be cutting those out and probably putting some more lettuce in there too. Now my peas, there's actually supposed to be a row of peas in here, but the germination didn't come out worth anything. So all I got is the one back row, which is like a double row, and I'm not sure if that's going to be worth keeping. I might end up just pulling those out and putting either some lettuce or some more carrots in that location. A good part of what I'm going to be doing over the next couple of weeks in the garden is really just going to be cleaning up beds, getting all the dead vegetation put away into the compost piles, and just getting them amended and ready for spring. And that's a bit of a challenge because with the shorter days, it's getting dark here by 7 o'clock, we're past sunset, and obviously the days are getting shorter. So it really only leaves like the weekend time to do that work, and maybe if I get home early enough, I can do like a little bit when I first get home before I make dinner. Anyways, that'll be the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what your garden plans are for the fall, and we'll see you on the next one.